Happy Super Bowl week, football fans. I'm Juan Pablo Guarin Camargo.
And I'm Rachel Dorada.
And this is Inside the Hashes Throwback Thursday, where we take you to look back at some of the nation's most underrated prospects and see how they evolved into football's brightest stars.
On today's episode, we're throwing it back with NIU tackle Spencer Brown.
At a lanky 6'8", 260 pounds, Brown literally stood out in the small town of Lenox, Iowa, a town whose population is so small it couldn't fill up half a cruise ship. Even his high school football team was lacking in numbers, so much so they couldn't even play the traditional 11-on-11 and instead played 8-on-8.
Brown and the rest of the Dukes didn't let that stop them though. As a senior tight end, Brown hauled in 24 catches for 388 yards and 7 touchdowns, good enough to earn first team All-District and first team All-State, along with a district championship in 2015.
A zero-star recruit with no college offers, a future in football seemed rather bleak for Brown. However, opportunity came a knocking when Northern Iowa came down to Lenox to offer Brown a spot on the roster, and he couldn't say yes fast enough.
Although he was recruited as a tight end, the Panthers had other plans for the 6'8" giant. Brown redshirted his 2016 freshman year and spent his days in the weight room, putting on 60 pounds of muscle to prepare for his new role on the offensive line.
The next year, now weighing in at 320 pounds, Brown earned a starting spot at right tackle, appearing in 5 games before missing the rest of the season with a knee injury.
Playing in the trenches became second nature to Brown over the next few seasons, as he helped his team to a second-round appearance in the 2018 FCS playoffs against UC Davis.
Brown sat down with Inside the Hashes during the offseason, where he explained the kind of discipline needed to build his lineman physique up, and areas of his game he thinks he can improve upon in 2019.
And as far as the development of your body weight-wise, was it something where it was more like what do you consider the biggest factor?
The biggest thing is just discipline, and every day you wake up and go to bed. I mean, you're obviously gonna go work out, and that's a given. But what you do in your off time when the coaches aren't looking, from eating what your body needs and proportion sizes, and to be honest, I didn't even enjoy eating that much. Like it took me forever to eat. It took like an hour to eat lunch. I had to eat so much, and then like just the meals throughout. I mean, just making your meals every day and waking up and being focused on what your goal is and what your team needs for them to be successful, but for you to be successful as well.
Just from maybe a technical perspective, or maybe just a physical gaining kind of perspective, what are things that you've been focused on most improving individually in your game?
So just being in the film room and stuff like that, even by myself, just watching film, even though I'm not out there, I can still get mental reps while I'm watching film, or as well I'd stand behind while they do scrimmage and stuff like that, and just picture myself in their shoes and what I would do, and just kind of go into the steps. But that's reps. My spring ball is a lot of mental game, and then working out was my big thing.
2019 proved to be another strong year for Brown and UNI, making it to the FCS quarterfinals before getting shut out by James Madison 17-0.
Members of the college football cognoscenti saw Brown as an FCS standout, naming him a preseason FCS All-American in 2020. Brown further justified the hype, breaking UNI's lineman lifting record by benching over 500 pounds.
But Brown couldn't meet these lofty expectations on the gridiron, not because he didn't play well, but because the Missouri Valley Conference canceled the 2020 season. Brown ultimately decided to forego his extra year of eligibility and set his sights on the NFL.
Lacking a season's worth of tape for NFL scouts to pore over, Brown will have to rely on his impressive performance at the 2021 Senior Bowl for draft consideration.
Mock drafts had Brown going as early as the 2nd round, with others predicting he'll fall to the 5th. For now, all this 320-pounder can do is what he's always done: keep working to adapt and get heads turning in his direction. This has been Inside the Hashes Throwback Thursday. I'm Rachel Dorada.
And I'm Juan Pablo Guarin Camargo. Enjoy the big game, everyone.